Are you ready for the heavyweight championship of the world? Are you ready?
All right, and we're back. My name's Bill.
My name's Barry. And today is actually a little different, similar to the same spirit that we do with Verzuz previews. It's kind of a wish list me and Bill like to talk about. We start to kicking the can around, and Bill and I started compiling like a wish list of folks that we would like to see on Verzuz. Some of these seem interesting, some of them maybe not, depending on who you're talking to. So we actually wanted to share that with you guys. So I guess, how much did you want to talk about today, Bill? Like, I know we had a long.
Yeah, we had a good amount. I know I wrote down a good amount, but I can hit my probably top 3 or maybe top 4 that I'm thinking about. And we can also kind of discuss or just hit on the ones that were already thrown out that are kind of circulating. But 3, 4 sounds good.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's try to do 3. If we got some time, we'll do 4. But I know, like, I think at least one of them. Well, I got artists that have been circulating, but I probably paired them up with different people. So without any further ado, let's just get into it. So we'll do 3 rounds, and then I guess just kind of tell why you would like to see it, and then I'll So you want to go first, or
I'll go first. I'll go first. One of me, R&B, 90s, 80s, 90s. I'm an R&B guy, so I think for me, because they've been pitted against each other, almost like the Brandy and Monica since their introduction. For me, I would want to see Boyz II Men and Jodeci. You had the good guys, clean cut, Alexander Vanderpool, bow ties,
the preppies,
the prep guys against the bad boys. We were in, the black boots, the leather pants, the leather, everything. And we're talking about, we had that bad boy image that, however, I think one group was accepted more globally and one group was accepted more, I want to use the term locally for us inside of our community. However, I think we hold both to the same level. Like I don't put one over the other because of, this guy was more, this group was more global than this group here. But for me, they both made iconic music. You hear that music today, any song, and it can put you in a certain spot, and you can kind of remember where you were during that time. But for me, Boyz II Men and Jodeci, easy.
And just to piggyback off that, I know the one thing I like about Verzuz is whether they're globally or not. I think the Bobby Brown versus Keith Sweat showed us that when you're in that room, culturally is all that mattered, because Bobby may have had more songs that charted, but nobody cares when you're in a room full of the culture. So now I like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna push and match you with Boyz II Men, but I'm gonna switch it up. And we've already had this discussion before. I would want to see New Edition versus Boyz II Men. Reason being is mainly because of my fondness for New Edition. I don't think there's another group they could go up against. And with Bobby already going, and me being so excited, I would like to see New Edition hit the stage. But when you start kicking around the can looking for other groups, Boyz II Men is the only one that's kind of worthy of the catalog. So I would like to see it happen. There's also a lot of less than 6 degrees of separation. Mike discovered Boyz II Men. They had a song on the Heartbreak album called Boyz II Men. So there's a couple of singles where Mike Bivins is on their track,
their first single.
Yeah, Motown Philly.
So, their first single.
So, and then also I don't know, the ballads. You would have actually more ballads in your matchup. Honestly, I don't care. I feel like New Edition versus Boyz II Men. I've got a taste of New Edition with Bobby, but I really want to just kind of see the whole catalog. And with that, you get to cheat with the matchup because you get Johnny Gill records, you get Bobby Brown records, you get Ralph Tresvant record, BBD, and you get the Boyz II Men. If they do that, they're definitely cheating and doing that.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because Bobby, if Johnny Gill if I'm Johnny Gill, right? Say if I'm Johnny
Okay.
Gill and I'm battling somebody else, right?
Yep.
If I'm Johnny Gill, I can play a New Edition track that I was singing on because I'm a part of New Edition. But for me, I don't want to see it work in reverse, because if I'm a solo artist, why is my group playing my solo material? Because you know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is what I'll say. Like, the reason that they match up well with Boyz II Men is because the thing about New Edition is they've actually charted more separately than collectively. The Heartbreak album, so they benefit from having miraculous solo careers. Now with Boyz II Men, like you said, they were accepted globally. They have a lot of hits as a group. But when you add that solo angle, Boyz II Men isn't going to care because they got like 15 hits, like without having to sweat. You know what I mean? So no pun intended. No, this ain't Keith Sweat. We're talking about Johnny. But go ahead.
Remember, me and you actually remember we went through and we said that they can play singles.
Yeah,
they can play like outside of New Edition. They can play. I think we counted 15.
It was more than that, bro. I think it was 16 or it was 16 or
16 before they even play a New Edition song.
Yeah.
Because I think we said, you have the entire "Don't Be Cruel" album.
Yep.
You have Johnny. He has at least 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. You got what? Yeah. We were being kind of laxed. Like I think we gave Johnny 3. We gave Bobby 6.
Yeah.
We gave Ralph 1,
1, 2,
and we
BBD had 1 or 2, 3, at least 4.
Yeah, so we were being laxed, and then we started saying, then y'all could play some New Edition tracks if y'all want to. But
if you wanted to,
yeah. But for me, I do want to put I do want to see I think the one thing we could agree on, we want to see Boyz II Men in the mix, and I feel like that's like the same way that vibe that Babyface had when he did the Mother's Day celebration for Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. It's the same vibe, like ballads after ballads after ballads. You probably danced one time that night with Motown Philly. After that, it's just ballads,
for them. Yeah, for them. Yeah. So I would say if it's not with Boyz II Men, Jodeci, my only other group would be their copy. Their carbon copy,
Drew Hill. Yeah. And I feel like that's why I said I'm not mad at your pick, because I feel like Jodeci matches up more with Jodeci. Nah. Like you said, it's the carbon copy. The harmony sounds the same. See, I wouldn't mind seeing that Jodeci and Drew Hill.
They emulated Jodeci.
Yeah,
you have Casey, you have Cisco. They were the more kind of energetic guys.
Don't get it twisted. Wait, don't get it twisted. Like Jodeci's playing some Casey and JoJo tracks. They're playing some Milestone that night. They're playing "Tell Me It's Real." They're playing "I Will Never Find Another Love." They will. Like they playing "Life." Like, come on, man. They're gonna be cheating too.
It is, but just because of the good versus, I don't want to call them bad, but good guy versus bad guy image, and it's
they was bad boys. That's the thing that's part of their appeal. They're bad boys.
Yeah, and I just would want to see that personally. Yeah. But if I could get any one of these groups, man, hey,
I want to see. I want to see Boyz II Men for sure in 2022 or 2021. Excuse me. Yeah. So I think that's the one common denominator that we have. So let's see if we agree on anything else.
Okay.
Let's switch it. I'll go first this time.
Right. Okay.
So for me, a name that's been circulating a lot is Mary J. Blige. I don't agree with the Toni Braxton matchup, mainly because I love Toni. I actually rock with her catalog heavy.
Yes.
But I just don't feel like she can match up with Mary J. Blige.
It's not enough.
So I would want to see Mary J. Blige versus Mariah Carey. Reason being, I know there's been other, like Mariah Carey always had that BET element to where her videos were always on BET. So I don't think it'll be something foreign for her to be on a Verzuz. No. But when you talk about hits from like early 90s to I'm talking about hard hitting hits.
Hard hits.
Like even if you want to kind of argue, the teens of the 2010s or whatever, you could say definitely the 1990s and the early millennium. So that's like 20, 25 years of just straight hits. Mariah Carey mirrors that. So I think they match up well. They work with a lot of the same producers, so their tracks complement each other. And then I feel like you could definitely push the rounds past 20 and they'll be able to defend for them. They'll be able to fend for themselves. So it'll be kind of like an Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind and Fire, where they're going up to 30. And it's like every round, it's like they gotta at least
you're not done yet. Like
they both got 20 songs that you probably can't beat. You could tie.
Yeah.
So
well, you know, Barry, me again, you and I have talked about this plenty of times. And when you're talking about the Mary J and Mariah, you're talking about a category that only certain people can fit into. The only other two people, in my opinion, who can fit into that category to where they got enough hits, plenty of hits to go round and round and legit, we're talking about legit battle each other. It would be the two you named, Mariah and Mary, and Beyonce and Janet Jackson.
I know you was
outside of So outside of that, like that's the four group together that who had. I mean, I'm talking about. We got everything from charting success to just riding in your whip, playing whatever you want, like street. Like they have everything that you want and need. And I think, in that core group right there is they just have so much.
Yeah, and I think both of them would do it. Like I think Mariah, Mary comfortable being in the spotlight. I don't think that's the thing I like about her career path. She don't ever feel like it's beneath her to do certain interviews on certain platforms. So she would definitely do this. I think Mariah would do it. With the Beyonce and the Janet Jackson element, they're a little further out for me, but I feel like Janet would probably do it more than Beyonce. So if I had to match up somebody else into this, I would like to see Mary J or Janet or Mary J versus Mariah. The only reason I'm keeping Janet out of it is sometimes pop songs struggle when you're going up against like a cultural crowd. And then Mary is the one that has that sweet spot where she has pop records that are also like culturally renowned. Like it's like it plays at every cookout, it plays at every single parent mother's room or whatever, to where it's like she's gonna be a tough matchup no matter who she goes with. And I think Mariah's a comparable matchup to where she could bring some of that heat.
And I think it just depends, because once you get Janet and she starts going into the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis bag and the Let's Wait a While and you know, anytime, any place, she's going to give you those songs. Like now you're talking like, and it's funny because I always watch the comments. I always read the comments on Instagram when they're going, and I'm seeing the people like, this is my jam. I remember this and blah, blah. Like, it doesn't matter.
See, the thing I'm not listening to the comments for is how they think Tony's going to be able to like Tony's not making it past round 8. Man. And I love Tony. For the longest, I probably rocked with Tony catalog more than Mary J. It's just Mary J had that. I remember I grew up in a.
Well, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, but after the Break My Heart, and then Tony started going through those financial woes with owing the IRS or whatever, she disappeared where Mary kept going. So it's like I feel like there's a huge gap you have to answer for, and when Mary keep coming out with hits, talking about someone please call 911. These are like hits, like, you know what I mean? It's big like hits. I don't know what you could do with that.
Big hits.
Yeah. So I'm with you. What you got for your second pick?
Man, my second pick, I'll go ahead and put some rap on. And I'm gonna do it for the culture, Florida.
Yeah. I know you're going.
It's Trick and Plies.
Okay.
Trick and Plies.
All right. So I knew you were going to say Trick. It's just a matter of who do you put Plies against. Trick and Plies might work. Plies.
Yeah, it's Trick and Plies because I think Plies can get me a good 20 between his songs and features, because anytime he's really featured, he almost shines.
Yeah, it's amazing. He had that. I mean, he controlled that like 2006 to 2005 to like 2008 or 9 era where he just had a lot of club music. The only thing I would say is, I mean, if it's Trick, you might as well just do it. Forget about the South. Do it for Miami, and you might put. I would like to see Trick versus Uncle Luke. I would like to see Trick versus Uncle Luke.
Hmm.
I think it'll work, bro. I
It
think
can't work. That can't.
Why
work.
can't it work? Why can't it work?
Because Trick doesn't have. You're going against versus like rapping against just songs. You know what I mean? Like because Luke's not rapping.
Yeah,
He just
but
you know, it's that. Now I will say this.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't mind if they give Luke, like bring Luke out, give him a couple songs to play. Like, man, Luke is the king, like he's the one for Florida. And then like or have him host. You know what I'm saying? Incorporate him sometime, but you can't. Yeah. I don't think that'll work.
I think it would. You brought up Plies because the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I had a conversation with somebody on who Trick could go up against, and I was like, I heard Juvenile was mentioned, and I was like, that doesn't necessarily fit too well. I heard I didn't think of Plies, which you make sense because of that Florida element, but it's like Luke has a lot of. I mean, he was the reason for censorship. Him and NWA to where. And then both him and Trick have music that's visited like almost every year for holiday purposes. Like every birthday you hearing somebody playing Uncle Luke to where he has a couple of those timely records to where it keeps him in the arena. Like, okay, people still know Luke. I would like to see that, but I'm not mad at the Plies pick. I feel like both of them have a social media presence enough to where it's like, oh, they would drive some traffic. So that would work. And when it's Florida related, I'm a Florida boy, so I would want to see that happen. I'm not mad at that pick.
Yeah. And they both were in the, rotation amongst, so people would know the songs. Like really, if you're not really Florida, you're not going to truly understand, Captain D's coming. You know what I mean? Like you have to know, you have to be from Florida to understand that.
You're right. So, I would say, you're right. With Tricks had at least one pop hit every
plenty.
At least every album to where it's like, oh, this is not just Florida. This kind of graduated outside of Florida. I'm not mad at that. Yep. So the next one I'll do something kind of for rap.
Okay.
But I'll let you go first for this third one. That was a nice
pick. Okay. So my third one, and this is just for music. You got a group of followers gonna be versus a group of followers, right? I want to see Beyonce and Rihanna. I know it's not gonna happen. Yeah, I know why it's not gonna happen, but it's my wish list.
It's a wish list
because you got the Navy and you got the Beehive. Go at it, and people really don't. I don't. Me and you, we kind of do a little research in certain stuff, but Rihanna's album sales are through the roof.
Yeah.
Through the roof.
And that's why she don't got to do music no more.
Don't. Both tinkered in acting, so
they're both superstars. I mean, at this point,
both superstars.
It depends on who you like more because they're liable. Their tracks kind of cheat because they have such a huge following to where even if they play something that's not up to par, their fan base is going to. So I think both of them have that same edge. Now, like you said, I don't think it'll happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
But,
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but but
controversy and because of the Jay-Z controversy and they're just big. And it's funny because I was joking, man. I don't know how Instagram would do their bit. They gonna have to up their bandwidth or put in some special.
It's gonna be a cap. It's like,
if you're not on at 7:55 and it starts at 9,
you locked out.
You locked out. Like you're completely locked out. And but even think about this though, bro. Like imagine if they can do that as far as some kind of like fundraiser for maybe the Miami situation that's going on, or we're about to hit hurricane season. Not saying they're paying, but the endorsements that are gonna come from that.
Yeah. Regardless, it would just be a lot of eyeballs on that content. I think that's something that would break the internet. It's like, and also it would introduce. As soon as you do that, that's when Verzuz is gonna stretch towards like another type of plateau. It's like they would officially have gone pop. That's to me, that's just like too big for TV. And like I said, it's a wish list. I would love to see something like that happen.
Yeah.
It's just
we know it's not, but yeah.
I just want to see people kind of respect their catalog because Beyonce's had such a long career to where we know the songs that get a lot of radio play, but people forget the jams that's like, nah, this was on. And she would have to like go into her, I would like her to go into her Destiny's Child bag as well to remember like she been putting out anthems since 1998, you know? So
I got, even though you mentioned that, I say that for later, but I got something with Destiny's Child.
Oh,
I gotta match it. I gotta match up too. So, but I'll say that.
All right.
But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So my number 3, and this is mainly all right. My background: I'm a Zoe, a Haitian, and one person I feel like gets kind of swept under.
I already know where you're going.
He's kind of disappeared.
Wyclef.
Oh, let's make sure you do. Yeah, Wyclef.
I know you. Yep.
And then all right. So I went with the unique catalog. Now Wyclef has production credits to where I know Wyclef will win.
Yep.
Yeah, but I would still like to see him matched up with Sean Paul just because of the Haitian versus Jamaican thing. Once again, you already know what side I'm on. I may be biased because I'm Haitian, or I may be biased because I just think producers will always kill an artist. You know what I'm saying? But Sean Paul does. Yeah, Sean Paul does have a lot of reggae tracks to where I feel like this would be strictly for the culture. Like if you're jamming to the reggae or even the Canada vibe, you're gonna rock with Sean Paul. But then if you a Zoe or you rocking with Wyclef or you just have love for hip hop because he has, I mean, if you look up his production credits, they span to like the early 90s, even before Fuji. Like he was with I forgot. He used to be a producer with some old school rapper. I just forgot who. But he was on Don't Sweat the Technique. I don't know if he got a production credit on that, but he was the one on the cello. So I was like, oh, he been in the game. I thought he was like introduced with Fuji. But then you have the Carnival album where he could play like a he could play
That's
like
a tough album. That's
exactly.
A tough album.
So
album.
I would like to see that just for like I'm talking about some international appeal like that. Haitians versus Jamaicans would.
I mean, yeah. And if not, man, because Beanie artist.
You thinking of another reggae artist?
Yeah.
Because even some people in the Caribbean don't really rock with Sean Paul like that because technically he's Toronto. So I was like, hey man, if y'all looking for people with deep catalogs, you might put because what you call it already went. Beanie Man already went, and I'm like, all right, Sean Paul kind of got enough pop hits.
He has enough pop hits.
Yeah, but I think once Wyclef gets into his production, come on, man. But like I said, this ain't about who's gonna win. It's just to celebrate the Caribbean. And I think that would make it would almost be an alliance type thing. Like, hey man, Haitians versus Jamaicans, Caribbean got their own verses. Leave us alone. We want to see that. But I mentioned that to my sister, and she was like, wow, you know what? Haitians versus Jamaicans. I would like to see that. And I'm not, and it would be
dope. It'd be dope.
I think, I think it will result in love, not beef. I think that people
of course.
We would basically find a way to kind of coexist because it's the Caribbean element. So that's what I would want to see. And I need to see Wyclef highlighted some way, somehow.
He should, yeah. You know what? I never thought about him on the verses, and he should actually get, we always say, man, give these people their flowers while they're still here.
You know why I thought of him? Because I was looking at Mary J. Blige's catalog and I saw
911.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shoot, why nobody talking about Wyclef? Gone till November. You got come on, man. Like, and he got the Destiny's Child remixes and
no. Yeah. Man. Now we're not even talking. You're not even talking about the Fuji. Yeah,
the score.
You didn't even mention
Come on, man. Yeah, I didn't mention the score, and then I already mentioned Carnival. Between those two albums, he has enough hits for days, man. That would be nice. Yeah. So that's I mean I like the picks. I think with you, I knew something with Boyz II Men was coming.
I'm gonna get some R&B in there.
Yeah, and I like the Beyonce versus Rihanna. I just think it's unlikely. And then I'm missing one. You had one rap related.
Plies and Trick.
Oh, Plies and Trick. You know what? I think your pick. I will agree. Your pick is a little better than mine. And for me, I agree with you on Boyz II Men. I just want to see New Edition featured some way, somehow, because some of these people don't have enough catalog to go by himself. Like people mentioning Johnny. I don't know if Johnny.
He can't. He doesn't have a 20. He doesn't have a 20.
That's what I'm saying. Ralph doesn't have enough. BBD doesn't have enough. So the only way you'll get to see them is through a versus collectively.
And now that you mentioned New Edition, they're getting residency in Vegas.
Yep.
And they're doing a tour.
Yeah, so they may do Verzuz just to promote that. So and
Possibly.
it's all 6 members?
Everybody.
Okay, all right.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Vegas
got them right.
Bro, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Hey, do you know when it starts?
2022. I don't know exact dates, but 2022.
Me and my LB is supposed to be doing something out there, so I'm going to see if they're there while I'm there. I'm going. So
definitely got to go, bro. Yeah. So a couple of other things. I know we did our 3, but a few others. We always kicked around the Usher, Chris Brown. That's been kicked around for the longest.
Yep.
That'd be a great one. The last Verzuz, they were hitting up in the comments. They were hitting up Anthony Hamilton.
Anthony Hamilton should go up against.
He said he's already contacted Music Soul Child.
I was gonna say, yeah, Neo Soul. You want Music Soul Child is probably the only one. Yep. Yeah, that would. He said that in the comments.
Yeah, they were in it because they kept adding him.
Yeah,
and I guess maybe he was typing in the comments or whatever, and they added him. And then he put he said Music Soul Child and I are in discussions.
That's crazy.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one, man. That's gonna be a good one.
It's some other ones I gotta go look at.
What about some to keep on with the Patties and the Earth, Wind and Fire? What about some guys from back in those days? Like who?
Stevie Wonder needs to be celebrated. Stevie Wonder needs to be celebrated. I'm thinking somebody who's still in the limelight, who's comparable enough. They would just have to let him play Commodore's hits. It's probably Lionel Richie, but
I mean, not let him. I wrote, so I'm playing Commodore music.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a good one, Steve.
Yeah, I just do that off the top of my head.
No, bro.
And they both got the Motown element. And another one I would want to see, because one thing I'm starting to notice, like, it doesn't matter if you have 20 bona fide hits. Like, I feel like for me, some of these groups, like you mentioned, Music Soul Child, I used to have those albums. One of my favorite songs by Music Soul Child, a lot of people don't even know, which is like Mary. It's called like Merry Go Round, or like Mary, Where Did You Go? It's not a big song, but I'm saying like everybody has a cult hit that they like. So I actually will want to see Maya because when I look at her catalog, because of features, choruses, like bro, like
when you look at 6 songs, bro.
Nah, but listen, if you're including features, remixes, and just her on hooks, she has like 18 like big hits.
18?
Bro, like
I gotta go back and look. Okay, I know she has
the Beanie single joint, right?
Okay.
You have the Jay-Z. You have the Praz, Ghetto Superstar.
Okay.
Then you have Lady Marmalade. Then you have Case of the X, the Rugrats song, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have, I'm just going off of features and mixing everything around. You have the smaller hit, but it was a hit note, her and Silk the Shocker, Moving On. You have I'm thinking My Love Is Like Whoa with Missy. You have it's more. Hold on one sec. You have the Cisco joint, right? You have I'm thinking more remixes and features. Hold on one sec. All right, that's 9. I just gotta go look at the list.
But there, she got.
Wait. I didn't bring up
more to go.
I didn't even bring up her.
I think Tony would eat her up. Eat her up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Don't put her up against a Tony. Put her up against another comparable matchup. There's a lot of.
But think about it. We just said Tony don't have enough.
That's what I understand that. But I'm saying Tony doesn't have enough against Mary. I think Tony needs to go down a level. Like, you don't need to be going up against Mary. Like, if you're playing 12 big hits, Tony's going to play 12 big hits. And then she's going to play middle of the pack hits that you have to have the album.
The problem with Tony is that she is caught in the middle where she doesn't have enough. Like, she would probably she's going to get overpowered between rounds 13 to 20. But she's too much for everybody under her. She's too much for them. So she's kind of caught in that gray area. You know what I mean? So she's
by the way, Maya would probably end up getting to, because there's 3 I left off. I left off Fallen, Free, and then one more. So she would end up making it to 12, but it's still, like you said, it's not enough records because even some of her under the underground stuff, like a lot of people don't know. So yeah, I agree with that. Hold on. So I mentioned I would want to see her celebrated some shape or form or whatever. But some of these people came on Verzuz, bro. They ain't have enough records. They have enough records, or they came on Verzuz just straight doing features all day, which is why I'm like, okay, you could.
Which is why their verses aren't liked. Like think about the verses that we liked or loved. We loved Teddy Riley. We love that one because they have so much music. The Isley Brothers and the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire. You had Snoop, and like they just had so many records that 20. That's all I get. It's more like, man, that's all I get is 20.
That's really like when you look at Timbaland and they could go 40 rounds. They could go 40 rounds without leaving stuff on the table. Yeah,
they left stuff on the table.
Yeah, exactly. What about all right, so a couple names. Smokey Robinson probably needs to be celebrated. And I don't know who you put him up against. And
because he still got writing credits as well.
That he has that whole Motown, like he has
all that writing. Yeah.
And then another,
you would have to find somebody from that era as well. But man, you hit it on the head with that Stevie and Lionel, bro. I'm still thinking about that one. Another one is a person that's left out because you can't find a matchup for them is Flight Time. Terry Lewis. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Leave them alone. Do not unearth those guys. Let them stay where they are. If they're in Minnesota, leave them there. No matter where they are, just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Because once they go in they could go into any heart rate in the Control album.
They could play Janet all day and just went off of that.
They went off Janet. It's Saturday Love.
They can play
my God.
You got SOS, you got Alexander O'Neal, you have Janet, you have Usher.
They got Boyz II Men, Usher. Right.
They have you already mentioned the Heartbreak album. Come on, man. They got
just leave them alone.
Yeah, man.
But if I'm them, I personally would put out a tweet. I would at Verzuz. I would at Verzuz. I would at Swiss, and I would at
Timbaland,
and I just put a smoke sign.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I put. I wouldn't put nothing else, just the smoke.
I wouldn't mind. I think a comparable catalog. Yeah, I think a comparable catalog would be Babyface.
You got to go back to Babyface, man. You got to go back to Babyface.
You have to.
Because I can kind of control 20. Because now I can go. I can kind of control my 20.
Nah, they going to 40. They going to 40, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Like 20.
Because you got with them, you have. They got 80s, 90s, 2000s. Yeah, and then same thing. Baby got hits. Same. They mirrored up with each other, except Babyface came a little bit after, but he had more longevity, and it's really close. It's really close with those two. And then they got gospel records, like it's
bro, so they got it all.
They got his.
I'm telling you, man, they got it all.
That's what I would want to see. Yeah, so that's probably number one on my wish list.
What about a remix? A rematch. Any rematches you would want to see?
Rematches. I feel like
now that we have the production and we have it, now we got where we're gonna have the quality.
Yeah,
the quality is there now.
I think some of after the Teddy Riley and Babyface, I think some groups suffered because of their Wi-Fi connection. So I don't think a lot of people put eyeballs on Jagged Edge and 112. I don't think a lot of people put eyeballs on. It was another one that was like kind of like the internet kind of screwed them over, but that one's the one that comes to mind the most. Nelly. That's what.
But his playlist was horrible though.
Yeah,
his playlist was horrible.
Yeah, still people were making jokes about the internet connection too, so I never even watched it because I'm like, I'm not watching this. So I think those would benefit from a rematch, mainly because, but everybody else, I think it went down the way it was supposed to go down. I think they played their best hits to where some. I'm more concerned about people who haven't been given any type of shine yet.
Absolutely. Yep. I agree.
I don't understand.
We named them.
I don't understand
We named
why.
them.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah. Yeah.
all right. Hey man, this is our wish list, but we're not gonna be selfish. Let us know who you want to see in the verses. Let us know if you think it's realistic or not. A lot of these wish lists is probably not gonna happen, but it's nice to dream. So go ahead.
You know where to go.
Information in the 2 cents.
Down below, my 2 cents.
In the comment section, there you go. And outside of that, man, me and Bill, we just gonna keep dreaming. I think that's all we got, y'all. Peace.
All right. Peace.